finally, I cannot believe it, finally gotten to the point. It's like a week later now, Sunday morning, and I'm actually the proud owner of this bike, and I'm riding this bike. And I swear, every time I tell someone that I am going to get something or I'm gonna buy something or whatever, I usually jinx myself. And I swear it happened this time, because let me tell you the story about this new dual sport that I just bought. I went into the dealership Saturday after work last week. That was 8 days ago. And I thought that I was going to be able to buy the bike that day. And it was like Saturday afternoon. And I was planning on, you know, like the next day was Sunday, a week ago from today. And I was planning on doing this, you know, riding my brand new motorcycle up to the rock store and showing it off. I told the guy, I'm like, yeah, I want to buy this bike, you know. And so I filled out the form, the credit app. And he goes into the finance guy's office, and then he comes back out and he's like, yeah, he's like, this is the only company that we use that finances the Moto Betas, and they're not open until Tuesday. We'll call you on Tuesday and let you know if you're approved or not. So I answer my phone, and the guy's like, you know, expecting the guy to be like, yeah, you know, we're all set. And he's like, I'm sorry, man. He's like, we couldn't get you approved. He's like, of all the people that have applied through that company, like for, you know, here to buy a Moto Beta, there's been one guy who was actually able to qualify through this company. He's like, but everyone else that has come through this dealership wanting to get a Moto Beta, they had to go to a credit union and get their own loan and then come in and buy the bike. So Tuesday after work, I go to the credit union, one of the credit unions in town. So I apply for the loan and everything, and I get approved. And I go over to the dealership, and I'm like, yeah, we're all good, you know, everything's cool. And he's like, all right. He's like, I just got to send the info to them so that they know like what bike it is that they're approving the loan for or whatever, and then we'll get going on it. And so he sends the info over there, and the people over there, they're like, that looks like a dirt bike, and we don't like give loans for off-road vehicles. And like the guy at the dealership was like, no, it's not an off-road vehicle, it's a fully licensed street legal motorcycle, you know. And she's like, well, it looks like a dirt bike to me, and I'm not gonna do it. And so I was like, what the hell? So then the next day after work, I went to another credit union, and I got approved through them, and I double checked. I'm like, you guys like approve loans for like dirt bikes and stuff? And the guy kind of laughed. He's like, of course, you know. And I'm like, well, the last place I went to didn't, and they didn't tell me that they didn't, so it kind of like messed me up. And the guy's like, no, you're good. Thing's got power for days, dude. I'm like barely rolling into it, and it's like, and it's at like $3 grand. Thing's gnarly, man. And it's not even broke in yet. Wait till it breaks in. So anyway, where was I? So I pick up the check, or yeah, from the finance place Friday after work. Got everything all squared away, and then I had to work until noon on Saturday. So after work, I go in there, and I got my helmet with me. Like I drove down there, and then I had like my helmet with me, and like I had my boots on and everything, expecting to ride my bike home. So I give the guy the check and finish, you know, there were like a couple more signatures I had to do for like DMV registration and stuff. And then the guy's like, right on, dude, go get your stuff. I'll roll the bike out front, and we'll get you going. I'm like, hell yeah, finally, you know, finally. And so I grab my gear out of my car, and he rolls the bike out front, and he starts it up, and it's sitting there idling for about the count of 5. Like 1, 2, 3. It's just like la 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 la, and then it goes blah, and it just dies. Dash goes blank, and he's like, oh, what the hell? You know, he's like, are you kidding me? And I was thinking the same thing. And make a long story short, they had to take it in the back, and I had to go home, and I ate lunch, and I lagged out, and it ended up being more like 3:30 when I finally got back there. And it ended up being that when whoever first like took this thing out of the crate and put it together, when they bolted something together in the front end, it pinched a wire, and I guess it was okay for like a little while, but then so they basically had to disassemble the bike and then reassemble the bike, and now it's actually good. I think it's all good, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, knock on wood, and hopefully that's the only problem I ever have with this bike. And it was actually for a reason though, you know, it's not like it just popped a fuse and they couldn't figure out why. You know, it actually had a problem that was caused by the dude not paying attention in the first place when they PDI'd the bike and put it together like out of the crate. So that is the story of the Beta and how much work it actually took me to get this bike. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.